He had $143 in his bank account. No savings, no plan, no backup. And then the World Cup came to America. In 30 days, he made $80,000. Not from a stock tip, not from crypto, not from his rich daddy. From something every single one of you watching this right now could have done. And the craziest part? While he was doing this, billionaires were doing the exact same thing on a massive scale. And nobody was talking about it. Nobody. Until now. Stay with me, because in the next 6 minutes, I'm going to show you exactly how this works, and how much time you have left before this window closes forever. Let me take you back to November 2025. Marcus, that's what we'll call him, is sitting in a cubicle he hates, under lights that make him feel like he's slowly dying, staring at a spreadsheet that means absolutely nothing to him. He's Toronto quality old, college degree on the wall, and his bank account says $143.57. His paycheck comes in, $2,200, before taxes. After rent, after his car payment, after his student loans, he has enough left over for groceries and maybe one dinner out if he doesn't order dessert. This is the American dream they sold him, and it felt like a nightmare. Then, one night, exhausted, bills spread out on his kitchen table, his laptop falls open. A YouTube video starts playing, and the title stops him cold. It says, "The World Cup is coming to America, and it's going to make thousands of people rich." He almost closed it. Almost. He didn't close it. And that decision, that one decision at 11:30 at night in a messy apartment, changed everything. Marcus spent the next 3 days barely sleeping. He had sticky notes everywhere. 12 browser tabs open. He was learning something that most Americans had completely missed. The 2026 FIFA World Cup wasn't just a sports event. It was the single largest economic event in American history. $11 billion, flowing through 16 cities, in 6 weeks. 5 million international tourists, people flying in from Brazil, from England, from Japan, from Mexico, all of them needing a place to stay, all of them with money to spend. And here's the thing nobody talks about. Hotels? Already fully booked. Prices already at $1,500, $2,000 a night. These tourists were desperate for somewhere to stay. Marcus opened Airbnb. He searched near the Dallas Stadium, one of the 11 host cities. The cheapest listing he could find was $800 a night for a basic apartment. $800 for one night. He sat back in his chair and just stared at the ceiling. Then he did the math. On a napkin. $1,400 a month to rent an apartment near the stadium. World Cup runs 30 days through Dallas. If he could charge even $2,000 a night, conservative number, that's $60,000, minus his costs. He's walking away with over 40 grand. His hands were shaking writing those numbers. He didn't sleep that night. Not because he was stressed, because for the first time in 3 years, he was excited. The next morning, Marcus did something that terrified him. He called a landlord about an apartment 2 miles from AT&T Stadium in Dallas. He negotiated a month-to-month lease. He used his last savings, $4,000, to cover the deposit and first month. His stomach was in knots signing that paper. But he signed it. He cleaned that apartment himself, bought cheap but nice furniture from Facebook Marketplace, put up buried lighting, added some plants, took professional-looking photos on his iPhone, wrote a listing that said, "Luxury World Cup Stay, walking distance from the stadium," and priced it at $3,200 per night. He sat there for 20 minutes after hitting publish, convinced he'd made a horrible mistake, convinced nobody would book it. Then his phone buzzed. First booking, 3 nights, $9,600. He stared at his phone screen for so long it went dark. He unlocked it, stared again. Within 48 hours, fully booked. Every single night of the World Cup. Gone. His calendar was completely red. Booked, 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 all the way through. He walked outside, looked up at the sky, and just laughed. By himself, on the sidewalk, like a crazy person. Because it worked. When the last guest checked out, Marcus opened his banking app. $80,200. He called his mom. She cried. He cried. He'd made more in 30 days than he had in the entire previous year at his job. The job he quit. The job his boss told him he was lucky to have. Now here's where it gets really interesting. While Marcus was doing this with one apartment, the ultra-wealthy were doing the exact same thing with hundreds of properties, thousands of hotel rooms, entire television networks. And they started planning this not months ago, years ago. Marriott and Hilton raised their room rates near host stadiums by 300%, beginning 18 months before the tournament. They didn't announce it loudly, they just quietly did it. Fox Corporation locked in broadcast rights for $400 million, and they are projected to make over $1 billion back in advertising alone. They knew something most people didn't. Nike signed kit deals with 12 national teams. Adidas signed 9. Every time a fan buys a jersey, and Americans buy more sports merchandise than any country on earth, these companies collect. Real estate investors near stadiums in New York and Miami bought properties 18 months ago. Those properties are now worth 20% more, and their rental income during the tournament? Astronomical. This is the part they don't teach in school. The wealthy don't watch events, they monetize them. They don't buy tickets, they sell hospitality packages. They don't wear jerseys, they own the companies that make them. And the beautiful, ruthless truth is, the playbook isn't secret. It never was. Marcus found it on a random YouTube video at 11:30 at night. The difference between the rich and everyone else isn't information, it's action. It's seeing the wave coming and deciding to surf it instead of watching it from the shore. And here's the question that should be burning in your brain right now. How much time is left? How much of this opportunity still exists? Because I'm not going to lie to you. Some of it is gone, but not all of it, not even close. Here's what still works right now. Number 1, short-term rentals near host cities. Dallas, Miami, Atlanta, Seattle, Kansas City, properties are still available. Not as cheap as 6 months ago, but the demand is insane and the math still works. 1 month of World Cup income can cover 3 to 4 months of rent costs. Number 2, service businesses. Uber and Lyft drivers in host cities during the World Cup are projected to earn 3 to 5 times their normal daily income. One driver in Dallas during the 2024 Copa America, same stadiums, made $1,100 in a single day. A single day. Number 3, food and experience. International tourists don't just need beds. They need food, tours, experiences. A woman in Miami started a walking food tour targeting World Cup tourists for Copa America. She charged $85 per person, ran 4 tours a day. Do the math. Small investment, big return. Number 4, and this is for people who don't live near a host city, stocks. Marriott, Hilton, Nike, Fox Corp, Visa, these companies directly benefit from World Cup spending. Not financial advice, but look at what happened to these stocks during the 2022 Qatar World Cup and draw your own conclusions. The window is closing. Not slammed shut, but closing. Every week that passes, another opportunity gets taken by someone who moved faster. The question isn't whether this is real. Marcus's $80,000 says it's real. The question is, what are you going to do with the next 30 seconds after this video ends? Marcus went to the World Cup final, MetLife Stadium. 82,000 people screaming around him. He stood there and thought about that cubicle, that fluorescent light, that paycheck, that $143. And he thought, what if I had closed that laptop that night? What if I had just gone to sleep? He didn't feel rich standing there. He felt free. And that's the thing nobody tells you about money. It's not about the number. It's about the options it gives you. The ability to say no. The ability to walk out. The ability to bet on yourself when everyone else thinks you're crazy. The World Cup is coming to America. $11 billion is about to change hands. Some of it will go to billionaires in boardrooms. Some of it will go to people like Marcus. And some of it, if you move right now, could go to you. The ball is at your feet. What are you going to do with it?